evening and welcome to the Courier's 20 Under 40 recognition event. My name is Kay England and I am the President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Northeast Iowa. We are proud to serve as the Courier's sponsor for this annual event. Cue the music, please. Uncue the music. There we go. I want to recognize and thank Lauren Fink and her staff at the Volunteer Center of the Cedar Valley who co-lead the event coordination and the selection process. We also want to recognize the volunteers who served on our selection committee. Several of them are past 20 Under 40 recipients. Adita Bakek, Brian Burton, Stephanie Detweiler, Brian Ernst, Lauren Fink, Chris Hale, Wade Itzen, and Jessica Rucker. Please help me recognize and thank them for their hard work. We are inspired by this year's group of recipients whose accomplishments really do lift up the best traits of our community and show what it means to be a leader for good. Our foundation has had the privilege of serving as a community leader and funder for 69 years. Making grant impacts of over $150 million throughout our region. We find great joy and purpose in connecting generous people to nonprofits serving our community today and into future generations. Our mission is to inspire people and connect resources to enrich our communities, and that drives our work. Much like the passion has inspired the 20 Under 40 class this year to serve and give back to the communities that they love. We have lots of opportunities for volunteers to serve through the foundation, so I invite you to join us. We've got a table in the back with information and resources to reach back. We'd love to have you join us. A special thank you, of course, to all the recipients for sharing your gifts with the Cedar Valley. Congratulations on this honor, and we encourage you to continue to give back and invest in the communities through your volunteerism, your leadership, and your charitable support. We look forward to what's in store for our community with you leading the way. So let's celebrate and uplift the 20 Under 40 honorees. To guide us through this celebration, I want to introduce our MC for the evening, who really doesn't need an introduction, Rick Coleman. Rick Coleman is the longtime sports director of KWWL-TV. A native of Waterloo, Rick attended Waterloo schools and graduated from West High in 1980. As a senior, Rick met legendary KWWL news director and vice president Grant Price, who became a mentor and hired Rick part-time as a high school student and later as the first college intern in the history of the station. When Rick completed his education at UNI, he returned to KWWL as a news reporter. After 4 years, Rick joined the sports department as a weekend sports anchor before becoming KWWL's sports director in 2001, just a few years ago. Right, Rick? Rick has gotten the opportunity to cover the 1996 Summer Olympics, Super Bowls, Final Fours, but his greatest joy is reporting on high school sports and chronicling the achievements of local athletes. Rick and his wife, Jennifer, have been married for 7 years and share as a Brady Bunch +1, 7 kids. Also, they have 2 granddaughters and a grandson expected in late January. Please help me welcome our friend and colleague, Rick Coleman. Rick?
How is everybody tonight? This is an incredible evening. 20 Under 40. The amazing thing about 20 Under 40, I've followed it since its inception about 23 years ago. And at that time I was very disappointed because 25 years ago I was under 40. Yes, it's been wonderful watching all the nominees and recipients of this wonderful award. And first I want to start off by saying, you guys know who I am? Maybe half of you? maybe a couple of you, because I was sitting at the table with the Grundy Center native who told me, do you do weather? And all I could say was, not yet. At least I haven't been asked to yet. But no, it's great to be here tonight. I know we have a wonderful evening, and I want to push it along. Kay, thanks for the wonderful introduction, the Brady Bunch +1. And before we leave tonight, you have to tell me what those 6 names are on the Brady Bunch list. I know some of you folks that are going to receive awards tonight probably had never heard of the Brady Bunch. Well, there's, who are they? All right, beautiful. There we have it. No, but I like to move it along by, first of all, thanking the Courier, the Community Foundation of Northeast Iowa, and the Volunteer Center of the Cedar Valley, who are presenting this special event tonight. My first time in the Diamond Event Center, a magnificent building. Please give it up for the good people here. Also, we'd like to thank Waterloo Fiber for recording this special ceremony. I see one of my former colleagues in the back, Agnes Kress. Wave your hand. She's videotaping everything, as well as showing some of the videos of tonight's award winners. These awards recognize young leaders who stand out in their professional and personal lives, working to make the Cedar Valley a better place. And if I had been a nominee and a recipient, I would have done the same thing, because I'm a good guy. And we want to thank our 20 under 40 class for your community, or I should say commitment to our community through the many ways you give back to your family, community, and profession. We know your family and friends are proud to watch you receive this recognition tonight. It's a remarkable accomplishment to be selected to 20 under 40. Our volunteers committee of community leaders sifted through nearly 100 nominations to find these 20 honorees, some of whom were nominated multiple times. I'd like to ask our selection committee members to stand and be recognized for your hard work. So please stand. Tonight you'll get a chance to hear from our recipients in a series of short videos. And you can read profiles of the winners in Business Journal magazine and in the Courier beginning November 22nd. So let's get started, honorees. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you really ready? Yeah. Because you got to show some excitement for me to get started. And as you see, I don't have a teleprompter tonight, folks, so I might be looking down occasionally. I'm still a professional, okay? So I'll give you intermittent eye contact and let you know I care about you and I see you. So let's get started. Let's begin reading your introduction. Please make your way to the stage area to watch your video and receive your award. Asa Badaczewska. You look beautiful tonight, Asa. It's been a very big year for Asa Badaczewska. She welcomes her first child, son Barrett, her husband, U.S. Army soldier Logan Winters, deployed to the Middle East in May when Barrett was just 3 months old. And now Badaczewska, owner of Asa Brows, a beauty studio in Cedar Falls specializing in eyebrow threading. Can you fix me up? A little gray there. And permanent makeup. Well, I need that for the news, so can you look there? No. All right, beautiful, all right. That's our slogan, too. That's beautiful. Well, she's been named one of the Courier's 20 under 40 honorees. Her portfolio has also expanded into real estate. She owns rental properties and commercial space in Cedar Falls, and she regularly hosts events and collaborates with other local entrepreneurs. Born in Slovenia, her father died when she was just 6 years old. Her mother brought her to the United States and remains her greatest hero. Is your mother here tonight? Woo! All right, give it up for Mom. nominator said, Badaczewska represents everything the 20 Under 40 award is meant to celebrate. Her story is one of grit, growth, and giving back. But let's hear from her herself in a video.
My name is Asa Badaczewska. I own Asa Brow's company and also own commercial property in Cedar Falls, where we have our studio as well as rent other spaces to tenants. I started Asa Brow's company 13 years ago in the basement of my parents' home. It slowly grew and evolved to what it is today. When I was ready to grow, we transitioned to Cedar Falls, Iowa, where we rented a space for 2 years and grew. My goal with Asa Brow's company is to provide services to our loyal clients and continue offering creative and innovative ways to bring people to the Cedar Valley, as well as creating job opportunities for other beauty professionals in the community. That is my biggest reason why I purchased commercial property, is to continue growing not only the business aspect, but as well as pouring into the Cedar Valley the way that they have poured into me. The beauty industry is a really tough industry. When you go to school, you are not always given the resources that you need to start a career. And so my goal is to, when I employ employees, is to give them the resources, the knowledge, the skill to make a successful career. And to me, it is really important to have creative services and not even creative, but just innovative and trendy services that people can know and lean on us and trust us that we will give them the best of the best. In return, that also ensures that our clients who are part of the community are happy and can feel confident when they walk out of our door. I would say the feeling of being nominated is very surreal. I couldn't believe when I got the call. It was something that really came full circle from where I started to where I am now, and the support and the impact that I've had on the community is just very rewarding, and I'm very thankful.
Next up is Molly Burdess. As Human Resources Director for Bradford Companies, Molly Burdess is pushing boundaries and redefining her occupation. Fierce, driven, and powerhouse are words those who nominated her for 20 Under 40 honors used to describe her. Bradford Companies include Next Generation Wireless, Jiva Salon Spa, and Wheels Power Sports locations, and Burdess has been instrumental in taking NGW from 29 to 126 locations nationwide. A past president of Cedar Valley Society for Human Resource Management, she is also a co-founder of Disruptor, the TED Talk style event designed to get business leaders to think differently. Features 15 speakers who get 5 minutes each. She is also involved in Hawkeye Community College Women's Leadership and Empowerment Conference. She and her husband are parents of 3 children. I saw them here earlier. Going to the Grundy Center games tomorrow? All right. Grundy Center Spartans. Now let's hear from Molly in her own words.
My name is Molly Burdess, and I'm the Human Resources Director for Bradford Companies, based out of our corporate office in Cedar Falls. I have been in human resources for about 15 years. I earned my master's degree in business administration and currently hold a SHRM Senior Certified Professional certification. I am pretty active in the community. I currently serve on the board of One Cedar Valley and am a co-founder of Disrupt HR Cedar Valley. In the past, I have also been involved in our local SHRM chapter and our Women's Leadership and Empowerment Conference. And last but not least, I am a wife and a mom of 3 kiddos that keep me pretty busy. For me, Being involved in the community is very important because I really believe in trying to be intentional about adopting a mindset of curiosity over judgment. And by getting involved, it's really broadened my perspectives on the community and has really led me to meet some of the most incredible people. And for the community, I think it's important because it creates space for inclusion, and I think when people feel included and a part of something, it's a really powerful thing. I feel very grateful to be recognized in this manner. I love this award because it recognizes people that are out there doing some really awesome things. For me personally, I couldn't have done it without the people that are around me, my family, my incredible team I get to work with every day, and then the people I get to serve with. Over this past year, our organization grew by over 200%, and I got to be a big part of that. And it was probably the most challenging yet rewarding year of my career thus far. But it's really reiterated something I've always tried to bring with me in everything I do, and that's really about leaning into the opportunities, especially the ones that challenge us or make us a little bit uncomfortable, but yet trusting ourselves to just go into it and figure it out. And I think at the end of the day, if I can inspire my kids to face their challenges head on and take the opportunities that come their way, it's something I'd be very proud about.
Wow. Next up, we have Shelly Christensen. Shelly Christensen is the University of Northern Iowa's welcome wagon. As the college's assistant director of campus visits, Christensen oversees all tours of the school. She welcomes more than 10,000 prospective students, family members, and school groups, and others to the campus each year. She even keeps in touch with several students who have long since graduated, and she finds many ways to give back, participating in the annual Pack the Dome event and filling pallets to benefit the Northeast Iowa Food Bank and giving blood at the Red Cross. What don't you do? She is also a frequent volunteer at her son's school and daycare. Married to her high school sweetheart, the couple has 2 sons. Let's hear from Shelly in her own words.
My name is Shelly Christensen. I am the Assistant Director for Campus Visits at UNI. So I just really enjoy welcoming visitors to campus, especially being alum. It's great to welcome families back to campus and open our doors for them. Just really enjoy working with families and our current students as well, really seeing how UNI can make a difference in their personal and professional lives. Personally, my husband and I live in the Cedar Valley, and we have lived here since I was a UNI student. And so we just really enjoy giving back to our community and making sure that that is passed on to our children. We have 2 boys, and again, growing up in a small town, it is just important for us to make this larger community feel like a small town as well. Coming here for school, we really enjoyed the Cedar Valley, but definitely wanted to stay because coming from a small town to a larger, it felt big at first, but after the 4 years here, we also realized we could find our community here. So almost a community within the communities, finding our place in our church, finding our place with our kids, finding our place at work. One way I'm able to give back, I donate blood every 8 weeks, and so that is something, again, doesn't take a whole lot of time, isn't something I necessarily need the extra, and so I'm happy to be able to do that. In addition, our family will volunteer at the food bank whenever we can. This summer, I took the 2 boys, took an afternoon off work and went to the food pantry, and that was something that they really enjoyed, being able to interact with our community members and give back in a way that they hadn't done before. We always sign up for the Pack the Dome event every January as well, and that is one that my older son, he's of the age he can help there too, so that's one we always look forward to volunteering as a family. When my coworkers mentioned that they were going to be nominating me, I was very excited, very proud. That's something, obviously, the work that we do both in my professional and personal life isn't something you do for the show, but it's always nice to know that people are watching, people are recognizing, and that you are making a difference in the world. Now that our kids are getting older, we really just enjoy being able to explore the Cedar Valley in different ways. Not only the trails and the parks, but just being able to enlarge our circle as well. We found friends through, obviously, sporting events and different activities that they are involved in, so really just have been able to grow our community here, which is great.
Next up, we have Isaiah Corbin. Acting behind the scenes to improve many Northeast Iowa cities, Isaiah Corbin is the Director of Community Development at the Iowa Northland Regional Council of Governments, or INTERCOG. He works with 58 cities and 6 counties on everything from housing initiatives, economic development, infrastructure, investments, community planning, and beyond. While usually working in the background, he has had a hand in larger projects as well, like Waterloo Fiber, the Cedar Falls Whitewater Course, and the Gilbertville Fire Station. A service trip to New Orleans about 5 years after Hurricane Katrina cemented his passion for helping communities. He is also a leader on the mat, serving as assistant wrestling coach for that powerhouse Don Bosco High School wrestling program. As an assistant coach in Gilbertville and coaching Pee Wee wrestling for younger children. His wife is K-12 assistant principal for the district. The couple has 4 children. Let's hear from Isaiah Corbin in his own words.
My name is Isaiah Corbin, and I'm the Director of Development at INTERCOG. I work in community planning, housing, economic development. In our department, we oversee local planning for city and county governments. I do project administration, grant writing, plan writing, and work with cities and counties to grow and develop their communities. I'm really active in wrestling. I graduated from Wartburg College and I wrestled for a year at Wartburg, and wrestling has always been an important part of my life. I coach at Don Bosco High School and I've been coaching for around 10 years now. The reason why I love coaching so much is I think it gives athletes the ability to push themselves, to find deeper meaning in their life, and to grow beyond just the wrestling mat. I graduated Wartburg College with a degree in political science, and then I went on to get my master's in public policy at the University of Northern Iowa. At both of those institutions, I became active in service and in community engagement. Those things became really, really important pieces of my life, which really helped drive who I want to be and what I want to do in my professional and personal life. I am married. A lot of my life I owe to my wife. She was my first kiss, and she means everything to me. We have 4 kids. My 4 kids keep me very active. My family life is very important. Tessa, Harrison, Lucy, and Davis are one of the most important things about my life, and I really live to exemplify what it means to be a person of value to your community for them. I've had a lot of great mentors in my professional career, and really I owe a lot of success to the people that have given back to me. They've really given me a lot of guidance, and this nomination means a lot to me because I couldn't have done it without them, and so I feel very grateful and fortunate to live in such a great community like the Cedar Valley to give back, and grateful for those individuals that have helped me along the way.
Next up, we have Hannah Crisman. After graduating, all right, give it. They only give me 3 minutes for sports, so I'm always ready to jump right back in there. After graduating from Cedar Falls High School and the University of Northern Iowa, Hannah Crisman moved to the big city and worked for big companies in Los Angeles and Salt Lake City. But she returned to Iowa to be closer to family, and eventually started her own. She and her husband have a 19-month-old son. She's found plenty to do back in her hometown. She was the president of the College Hill Partnership and a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission before being elected to the Cedar Falls City Council. She is also on a committee for the Cedar Falls Community Foundation, a member of the Cedar Falls Rotary Club, and a board member for the Stone Soul Picnic. She believes Cedar Falls is doing well so well that many residents do not notice, which is a good thing. Let's hear from Hannah in her own words.
My name is Hannah Crisman, and I am currently on the City Council as an at-large representative. I also work for a company called Agency Block that does a customer resource management tool for folks who sell insurance, and I work on the quality assurance team. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. I graduated from the University of Northern Iowa in 2016. And prior to that, I did a little bit of working around the Cedar Valley, and I went to high school here in Cedar Falls. I did spend a couple of years out in Los Angeles, and then I moved to Salt Lake City, but I decided ultimately that I wanted to be in Cedar Falls. I wanted to be close to my family, but also I just realized that this is a great community and where I wanted to start my family. I think originally when I was running for City Council, I thought, oh, there are some things that I wanted to see change in Cedar Falls. But now that I've been doing it for about 1.5 years now, I realized that it really takes a lot of people to make this happen. It takes a village, and I'm really excited to be a part of that village, and I want to help make our community the best it can be. I was nominated by my good friend, Sally Kleis-Timmer, and it's really exciting to be nominated by her because to me, she is really inspiring. I joined Rotary on her suggestion, and that has also been a great opportunity. Serving our community is rewarding. I have an 18-month-old son, and so, I want to make sure that I'm showing a good example for him, and I hope that, by doing that, he will want to do it. There's certainly an element where, I feel some responsibility. I think that everyone should serve their community in some way, but it's a wonderful experience. It's really rewarding, and so I'm excited to be doing that, and I hope he will be too.
Next up, we have Wayne Gaston. Wayne Gaston, the owner of Henninger Electric, has expanded the longtime electrical company while promoting careers in the trades with young people. When Terry Henninger decided to retire in 2013, Gaston bought the company. He later added commercial work and expanded the 3-person operation to a 13-employee shop. Well, actually, it's the other way around. It's bigger when it's operation. I got that mixed up. So, company projects have included updating the exterior lighting on the Campanile at the University of Northern Iowa, renovations at Shell Rock High School and Dysart Middle School, and the Unity Point Allen Hospital Center for Sleep. Through the internships, he's persuaded young people to broaden their outlook as they look for a career. They get to experience working with their hands and see the job from start to finish, Gaston says. He coaches Little League and at his church, where he is a member of the board. He lives with his wife and 3 children in LaPorte City. Let's hear from Wayne in his own words.
My name's Wayne Gaston. I'm owner at Henninger Electric. We've been a full-service electrical provider for the last 12 years. Bought the business in 2013 from Mr. Terry Henninger, and it's been great. Every year from there on, we've had record years, year after year. One of the things we strive for with our business is to provide a place of employment for our guys and gals that they can feel like they make a difference in the community. Also providing a place of employment that is good for our employees' families. As an individual, some of the things that I spend my time in is outreach, networking with other groups like the Grow Cedar Valley Home Builders Association, some smaller networking groups. What I like to see the most happen is develop every age group as we improve our community. That might be as small as, bringing in high schoolers to work in our place of employment and get familiar with, a work-life balance, working with their hands and seeing the job from start to finish. It's been a really rewarding learning experience for both our company and the young individuals. In my less than 40 years of experience, I've not had an individual mentor, but many times it's looking up to people that are maybe 2 or 3 steps ahead of me. Or in a networking group, finding somebody that possibly could be younger than you, but has been through some of these struggles, somebody that might be side by side with you, and you could bounce ideas back and forth as far as ways to grow. So I was very pleased to be nominated for 20 Under 40. A couple people from our business had nominated me, but I'm quite excited to be just one of 20 in the Cedar Valley to be under 40, making moves and improvements in our community.
Next up, we have Kathryn Gilbery. Kathryn Gilbery dedicates her life to ensuring everyone has access to nutritious and affordable fruits and vegetables. As a food access coordinator at the University of Northern Iowa's Center for Energy and Environmental Education, she has a lot on her plate. She started community gardens in Highland neighborhood. This year, there were 70 gardeners. She also created veggie vouchers, which partners with local clinics and nonprofits to provide $5 vouchers for clients that clients can redeem at farmers markets, distributing $20,000 annually. The program celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. In addition to producing healthy foods, the garden plots bring immigrant families and locals together, where they learn they have more in common than a love of the soil. Kathryn, in her own words.
My name is Kathryn Gilbery. I work here at UNI in the Center for Energy and Environmental Education as the local food access coordinator. I've been in that role for about 1.5 years now. I actually moved here to pick up an AmeriCorps position at the Center for Energy and Environmental Education here in Waterloo. And since then I've been involved in local food and garden projects. So the highlights have been establishing 2 community gardens in Waterloo, our first in the Highland neighborhood in 2023, and then our second at Central Christian Church in 2024. And we serve over 70 families that have the ability now to grow food for themselves and their families. I also serve on the Complete Streets Committee of Waterloo and the Cedar Valley Bicycle Collective Board. Bicycle infrastructure, education and advocacy is another passion of mine. I care a lot about being involved in the community here. That's something I feel like my family really impressed upon me from a young age. I didn't grow up in the Cedar Valley, I grew up in northern Minnesota, but my dad was always very active within our small community. There was always just so much emphasis on working together with neighbors in the community to make things happen. So I really want to thank them for kind of impressing upon me the importance of being involved. Moving to Cedar Falls was a transition for me, and I came here for work and didn't necessarily bring with me a lot of family or professional connections. So being involved in the community is also a really important way for me to make friends within the community and feel like I'm making a difference. It takes a lot of effort, to be able to be active not just in work, but also volunteering outside of work. So I was just really excited to feel that recognition from, I'm not sure who nominated me, but just to know that some of the work that and volunteerism I have been doing has been recognized within the community.
Next, we have Desirae Holmes. Desirae Holmes, Sexual Assault Response Team Coordinator for Riverview Center, knows her work can be heavy, but it's all about taking the burden off survivors of sexual assault. She helps facilitate the work of law enforcement, prosecutors, healthcare providers, and advocates to strengthen collaboration across 14 Iowa counties and 2 in Illinois. The moments of connection remind her why she chose this path. She knew early on her life's work would involve helping others, and began her career as a sexual assault advocate before transitioning to her leadership role. She also has played a pivotal role in reviving the Cedar Valley Victim Resource Coalition, a network of professionals dedicated to preventing violence and strengthening support systems. She draws strength from her family, especially her mother, whom she calls her greatest mentor, and she is supported at home by her husband and 2 daughters. Are they here tonight? All right, beautiful people. Now let's hear from Desirae in her own words.
My name is Desirae Holmes. I am the Sexual Assault Response Team Coordinator with Riverview Center. I've been with Riverview Center for over 6 years now, and before this role, I was a sexual assault advocate for over 5 years. I graduated from UNI with a bachelor's in social work and a minor in criminology. And then I just kind of stayed in the Cedar Valley and started working at Riverview Center right away. My job actually offers me a lot of flexibility and to be active in a lot of different ways within my role. So I was the chairperson for the Cedar Valley Victim Resource Coalition for 4 years, and now I serve as the treasurer. I was raised by a single mom who had me fairly young, 19, but she worked really hard to overcome her own adversities, and I really look at her as the one who started to break generational trauma and family cycles, and she just wanted to provide me with a more stable life, and seeing her work really hard has really instilled kind of those morals and values within me, that I just want to be a role model for my daughters. I want them to see that, you know, we can do things and make a difference within our capacity. One of the quotes that I live by Martin Luther King Jr. is that if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way, and I really live by that, and I want my girls to know that too. You know, I want them to be kind to others. I want them to be kind to themselves, to know that, you know, we can't change the world, but we can, you know, control what we can control, and we can do great things. Our executive director, Gwen Hecker, nominated me for this, and I was really surprised by that when I got the phone call. I was completely unaware, but at the same time just extremely humbled by it. That just really affirmed to me that, you know, other people can see that and appreciate that as well.
What makes you more nervous, coming up here on stage or watching yourself on TV all throughout the room and everybody's watching that? I just want to know. Because I'm on TV every night, I don't get nervous. And standing up here, I am kind of nervous. You're making me nervous, miss. She's not even nervous. Good to see you. Next up, we have Jason Klein. Jason Klein, Vice President and Chief Credit Officer at Farmers State Bank in Waterloo, is a problem solver, whether it's commercial loans or helping women experiencing homelessness and unemployment. He is there to crunch numbers. He originally thought he was going to be a math teacher, and while he did not end up in a classroom, he still found himself teaching financial literacy skills to women utilizing House of Hope services. Now, House of Hope helps single mother families and young women achieve security, independence, and permanent housing. He's now on the organization's board of directors. He volunteers in non-fiscal roles as well as a coach for Hudson School's baseball and soccer teams. He has 3 sons with his wife, Molly. Let's hear from Jason in his own words.
My name is Jason Klein. I am Chief Credit Officer at Farmers State Bank in Waterloo. I've been at the bank for 10 years, lifelong Cedar Valley guy, undergraduate degree from Wartburg College in Waverly. Have a business degree from UNI, graduated from UNI as well. I'm on the board of House of Hope, been volunteering, I guess, with the organization for quite a few years. That's kind of how it started, how I got involved there. I have three young boys at home. They love to play sports. That's one thing that's pretty important and kind of stable in our family is the love of sports. So spend a lot of time coaching their teams, chasing them around to different games and events on the nights and weekends. Being involved in the community is something that's I don't want to say expected of us, but it's part of being a community banker, right? Being involved is incredibly important to what we do, supporting the community, not only through business, but through volunteerism and things we do outside of work as well. The bank is supportive of everyone, really, getting out in the community, supporting whatever they're passionate about, and really trying to spread our knowledge and doing what we can to help organizations in the Cedar Valley provide financial expertise, whatever it is, to make this a better place. I was nominated by Karen Rowe, Executive Director of House of Hope, someone that I've come to know, I guess, professionally and through volunteer work quite well over the last couple of years. I've had little time to reflect on it, to be considered, an emerging leader in the Cedar Valley, I guess, is kind of what this means. Pretty cool that she would think of me in that way. And that obviously other people would support her opinions and the things with the nomination like that. It does mean a lot.
Next up, we have Emily Lamar. Born in South Korea, Emily Lamar was adopted at 11 months old and grew up in Waterloo. It left her grateful for every opportunity and determined to foster positive narratives about adoption. It also shaped her passion for helping immigrants and families and youth. Lamar works at Juvenile Court Services for Iowa's 1st Judicial District, a position that allows her to work alongside like-minded souls dedicating their lives to helping others. But her career path wasn't clear-cut. A graduate of Waterloo West High School, she earned a fine arts degree at the University of Iowa, focused on oil painting. She took on marketing jobs and worked as a communications director for an agency helping refugees and immigrants. Later, as a manager for an employment agency, she made a point of focusing on immigrant communities. She was also a data specialist focused on the need for child care. Emily and her husband have a 2-year-old daughter, and the common thread of all her endeavors is being a role model focused on helping others. Let's hear from Emily in her own words.
I'm Emily Lamar, Administrative Assistant for Juvenile Court Services, District 1, now serving over 11 counties in Northeast Iowa. I graduated from the University of Iowa in 2011 with a BFA in drawing. My service towards my community really started after I graduated, where I began an internship with the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau as their marketing and events intern. I then had the opportunity to serve my community by working at several organizations such as Powers Manufacturing, Advanced Services, and Child Care Resource and Referral of Northeast Iowa, where I continued my passion and being an advocate for families, youth, and immigrants and refugees. I'm very honored and humbled to receive this award. I feel like I'm just a normal, average working mom trying to balance her personal life, her working life, while serving her community. I've also volunteered for Tate's Army and the Humane Society. I've also made contributions and donations to CVAS, House of Hope, Wigs for Kids, Locks of Love, and Relay for Life. I'd like to thank my husband and my daughter for being my motivation, and my mom for being my role model. I would also like to thank my colleagues who I work alongside every day, such as the juvenile court officers, the judicial operations clerk, and the judges, who are working to make the community a better place and make sure that youth have a better path forward. I would also like to thank my teachers who truly believed in me and saw my potential. I'm so proud to be a South Korean adoptee and to be a part of the Cedar Valley. I'm so happy to serve my community and to make this place better for everyone.
Next we have Tori Lockard. And I see my good friend Ken out there. Hey, Tori Lockard has always knew what she wanted to do. She is the president and broker of Lockard Realty Incorporated, a member of the latest generation in a family business started by a paternal grandfather. She started working in the family business while still in high school, and after earning her degree and a stint in finance, she began working alongside her father. She inherited more than her business savvy from her family. She also took up the long tradition of community service. She serves on the North Star Community Board of Directors, the board of the Blackhawk County YMCA, and Cedar Rapids Ball Club Incorporated, which owns the Waterloo Bucks. She says it's easy to give back to a community she loves and urges everyone to similarly get involved. Let's hear from Tori in her own words.
My name is Tori Lockard. I'm the president of Lockard Realty in Cedar Falls. I was born and raised in Cedar Falls and graduated from the University of Northern Iowa with my bachelor degree. I currently serve on 2 boards in our community, the YMCA and the Cedar Rapids Baseball Club. The Cedar Rapids Baseball Club is also host to the Bucks, located in Waterloo. It's important to me to serve on boards in our community to be able to give back to the community that has helped me become the person I am today. I've been a real estate agent since I was 20 years old, and so doing that has helped me grow immensely in speaking abilities, meeting people, just growing and learning about myself and learning about other people. It is a joy to help people find the property and make the most important purchase of their life, whether that be commercial or residential. Becoming president of Lockard Realty was a dream come true, and it has been wonderful to watch the agents and the company grow with me as I embark on this new endeavor. Being nominated was a total shock and such an honor. I was nominated by one of our agents at Lockard Realty, Bailey Hill, and to me that just spoke volumes about our relationship and the work that I'm doing at Lockard Realty. It made me feel appreciated and important, and I'm so thankful for the relationship I have with Bailey, getting to know her over the years and becoming such great friends with her. She is truly a light in our office and made me feel so special to be appreciated and be nominated by her. I think the Cedar Valley is one of the most special places, not because I live here, but because of what we've done to beautify this community. The downtowns, the shopping, the shop local, just all of the people here. It really is true what you hear, Iowa nice, and I think our community is a staple in that. Everyone you meet here is kind and warm, and growing up here was such a gift, and to be able to now work here and give back to the community is even more of a gift. There's just so many aspects here in the Cedar Valley that we have that other communities don't. We don't have to leave to go see performing arts and to get to enjoy beautiful downtown area, the river, the beautiful neighborhoods we have. It's something that I don't think people appreciate enough, and the Cedar Valley is really one of a kind. Waterloo and Cedar Falls together have created such a beautiful community, and it's really fun to be a part of finding the beauty in what we have here.
Next we have Patrick Luensmann. Patrick Luensmann is all business, as it states here, a director of the John Papajan Entrepreneurial Center at the University of Northern Iowa. He supports entrepreneurs throughout the state. The centralized hub offers resources, the chance to explore programs, collaborate with peers, and develop new business ventures. He helped create SourceLine, a statewide online database detailing 400 resource providers across all 99 Iowa counties. He also organized the Cedar Valley Entrepreneurial Roundtable, a forum that brings together nearly 20 economic development and small business providers. He's involved with startup weekends where new business ideas are vetted and pitched to local investors, and he helps launch around 30 student ventures each year through JPEC's R.J. McElroy Student Business Incubator. He is also co-owner of The Grid in downtown Cedar Falls, which offers high-tech virtual racing experiences. Luensmann and his wife have 3 sons, so he also coaches t-ball, chaperones field trips, and takes on other dad duties. I won't ask what those are. Let's hear, I don't want to know. All right, that's beautiful. Let's hear from Patrick in his own words.
I am Patrick Luensmann. I'm the director of the John Papa John Entrepreneurial Center here at the University of Northern Iowa. In my role, I work with both students in the community to help people start and grow their own businesses and really try to achieve their dreams of wealth creation, pursuing their passions, and making a difference not only for themselves, but also for their community. Been here at UNI for the last 15 years in a lot of different roles, from working directly with clients, from doing business plans, pitch coaching, to working with the community through a lot of events like 1 Million Cups or Startup Weekend, or lots of things where we got exposure to all the sorts of the wonderful community organizations and people. Outside of that, I've got 3 small boys, so I enjoy spending time helping out at their schools. Over at Southdale Elementary, coaching t-ball, which has always been a lot of fun for both of their teams, and then supporting the arts and other community events. One of the things that makes me the most passionate for what I get to do and experience every day is to see people take risks, really chase their dreams and passions and what they want to do, because it makes the Cedar Valley a better place to live and work for all of us. Started my higher education career here at UNI, where I graduated in 2012 with my undergraduate degree in economics and finance. And going through school at UNI really set me up for success, so much so that I never left. I finished my MBA from the University of Iowa, and now with a certificate in entrepreneurship and leadership. All those things, education and community combined, efforts in my job also led me to start my own business, working with a partner to run and operate a business in downtown Cedar Falls. So not only do I get to support those companies, but I also get to experience the great resources and connections and support from the community. I was incredibly honored to find out that I was selected to be a part of this year's cohort of the 20 Under 40. It was a great honor for me to have been nominated and to have people here, both that I work with and in the community, think that I was deserving of this recognition and this award this year.
Joana Lwin. Joana Lwin might feel like she's been an adult all of her life. Only 26 years old, Joana has been doing things like paying bills and setting up medical appointments since the 5th grade. Her family escaped the Civil War in Myanmar, and she became her family's interpreter after immigrating from Thailand in 2009. Her role as a third parent in the family continued after she moved to Waterloo in 2012. At the time, she did not realize the toll being a child while doing adult tasks was taking on her. She always knew she wanted to help new families, and a caseworker her family had for a short period of time after coming to the United States had a huge positive impact on her. Her experiences contributed to going into social work. After graduating from the University of Northern Iowa in 2022, later she and other West I alumni founded the Refugees and Immigrant Youth Organization to provide education and a place for students to have a safe space with kids who understand each other. A nominator noted Joana works tirelessly to remove barriers to education and leadership. Her dedication, insight, and collaborative approach have strengthened the Waterloo community and inspired the next generation of leaders. She and her husband have a toddler son. Now let's hear from Joana in her own words.
My name is Joana Lwin, and I am RIO Program Director. RIO stands for Refugee and Immigrants Youth Organization. Before I became a director at RIO, I volunteered with a nonprofit called Embark, and I've served 2 national service terms with AmeriCorps. I graduated UNI in 2022 with Bachelor in Social Work. And before I get to UNI, I graduated at Waterloo West in 2018. I'm also part of the my church community leaders team, and just be their advisor and just volunteer my times there. Giving back is a huge value to me as a refugee kids coming to the United States. I have a role model in my life that they do a lot of meaningful work, and that specifically person would be my family social work when I first resettled in the United States. So I see her as my role model, and she's part of the reason why I go to school for social work. Because of my educations, I was able to be in positions of the program director at RIO, and at RIO we help ELL students and newcomer students that are newcomer to our community, and make them feel a sense of belonging and make them feel really welcome in our community. I was really surprised that Alicia nominated me for this award. I think I just want to say thank you for nominating me, and I also like to thank everyone who have helped me or supported me through this journey. I wouldn't have done the things that I'm in or be in the position that I am today because of their support. So they have helped me a lot grow as a person and grow as a leader, and also giving me the chance to give back to the students that are in a similar situation as I was before.
Next we have Samantha Price. A class she took to help her mother in the garden led Samantha Price to a career in helping others enjoy the outdoors. Samantha was in high school when she signed up for horticultural lessons. That interest eventually led to a degree in landscape architecture from the Iowa State University. Price since has had a role in developing some of the community's favorite places. The Parkersburg native has worked with Ridland and Cooper landscape architects since 2009. She has been involved in a variety of high-profile projects in the Cedar Valley, but one of her favorites is Place to Play Playground in Cedar Falls. Say that 5 times quickly. The first all-inclusive playground in the area. She notes a child that has limited mobility can play next to a child that doesn't have those restrictions. It really opened our eyes in terms of how we want to design in the future. She also works with student interns, passing her knowledge to future generations. They in turn have assisted rural communities with transportation-related enhancements. Samantha and her husband have 2 children. Let's hear from Samantha in her own words.
My name is Samantha Price. I am from Parkersburg, Iowa, and I am a senior associate landscape architect at Ritland Kuiper Landscape Architects in Waterloo. I graduated in 2009 from Iowa State University with a Bachelor's of Landscape Architecture. I have worked for Ritland Kuiper Landscape Architects since 2009, since graduation. I have been active with Main Street Waterloo since about 2012. I am currently design chair. I am treasurer of the Dyke New Hartford PTO, organization. And I am currently the secretary of Friends of Butler County Conservation. And then I am also on the board of a very new nonprofit, Power of Many. I think it's important to help your community. I grew up in a household where, the door was always open. If you needed a warm meal, my mom was like, come on in. If you didn't have some place to go for Christmas or Thanksgiving, our table was big enough. So I always had that feeling of helping others and wanting to help others. I love the outdoors. It's part of my major, my career, being a landscape architect. So having the ability to, get other people interested in the outdoors is very important to me. I was nominated by Mark Kuiper. He is a friend and a mentor and a colleague, so it meant a lot that he nominated me. One of the great things about landscape architecture is I get to work on projects that become people's favorite places to go. River Place Plaza, I got to do a lot of the graphics for that, and that's become such an integral part of Main Street, Cedar Falls. Lincoln Park in Waterloo has been, it's instrumental for public gathering spaces. I got to work on Lost Island Theme Park, which has been amazing because these are all places I get to bring my family to. So it's incredible to see them in your brain, but then see them in real life. Some of the work that we do is just so important for the community, and that's the very best part of my job.
Next we have Lauren Riensche. Lauren Riensche was raised on the family farm near Jessup, went to college in Chicago, and has worked in some of the biggest cities in the world. She is head of marketing communications for Certus Biologicals, a manufacturer of biopesticides, and she is happy to be back in Iowa using her talents in part to benefit Cedar Falls. One way is through the Cedar Falls Ghost Tour, now in its 5th year on October weekends. It includes an hour-long tour in the downtown district, a gourmet dinner, nice, a book club, and a paranormal investigation. It has attracted visitors from more than 60 communities and shined a light on partner businesses. She donates a portion of the proceeds to the Cedar Falls Historical Society and the Oddfellows Lodge number 233, whose restoration she is also supporting. She has used her connection to become involved in the community on a number of levels, serving on boards and committees and supporting marketing efforts of downtown businesses. Riensche credits much of her success to her natural curiosity. Now let's hear from Lauren in her own words.
My name is Lauren Riensche, and I am an active volunteer in downtown Cedar Falls. When I'm not working on my day job, which is in agricultural sustainability technology, I spend a lot of my time volunteering to help maintain our downtown community and its rich history. My work in the downtown community consists of my work that I do as a member of the Board of Directors of Community Main Street, where I volunteer my time both on beloved larger activities like Holiday Hoopla and also one-off projects that better our town, such as the new mural that went in downtown this year. Additionally, I volunteer on the promotions committee because I can carry over my day job skills from my marketing career. And beyond that, I am also the author and host of the Cedar Falls Ghost Tour. And through the Ghost Tour, I've been able to give back to the community and partner with a lot of different businesses and people around the community, including the Black Hawk Hotel, Cedar Falls Women's Club, the Odd Fellows, the Spire, and more. So I grew up on a farm just outside of Jessup, Iowa. It's a 6th-generation corn and soybean farm. And after that, I went to school at the University of Chicago. And I specifically chose to go to school there because I was really interested in working in agriculture. but I wondered what I could bring in from outside of agriculture back into the industry. And that's what I've been able to do in my career. And so I moved all over after I went to school at the University of Chicago. I've lived in Vienna, I've lived in New York, I've lived in Boston, I've lived in San Fran, and lots of other places in between. But I came back to the Cedar Valley because I think we have something really special here. And I think it really values our history and arts and culture and making sure that it's an accessible community for a variety of different people and lifestyles. I thought I could give back by helping maintain our town's history and keep it compelling and alive for the latest generation of those who live, work, and play in the Cedar Valley.
Next up, we have Jillian Rutledge. Jillian Rutledge's thirst for knowledge has led her to a life of helping others. The assistant director at the Waterloo Public Library grew up in Lisbon and came to Cedar Falls to study at the University of Northern Iowa. She fell in love with the Cedar Valley, and after earning her master's degree at the University of Iowa, she worked at the Waverly Library, eventually landing a position in Waterloo in 2019. One of her nominators described Jillian as a leader who brings heart, strategy, and a sense of purpose to every initiative she touches. Under Rutledge, the library became a passport acceptance facility where people can apply for passports. She also helped create the Library of Things, where patrons can check out and try out everything from tools to ukuleles. In addition to membership in community organizations, the lifelong soccer player in 2017 became concerned that the sport was too hard on her body. So guess what she took up? Roller derby. And joined the Cedar Valley Push-Up Brawlers. All right, there you have it, a great promotion. Let's hear from Jillian in her own words.
My name is Jillian Rutledge. I work at the Waterloo Public Library. I am a proud graduate of the University of Northern Iowa. I got my undergraduate degree here, and then I got my master's in Library and Information Science at the University of Iowa. I began my library career at the Cedar Falls Public Library. I started out just as a volunteer, and then an intern, and then library assistant. While I was getting my master's degree, I completed a practicum at the Waverly Public Library. So after graduating, I spent about 6 years there and then have been in Waterloo since 2019. I like volunteering with Main Street Waterloo. I am in the Waterloo Exchange Club. I'm currently the past president, so just came off of my presidential term. And then I also serve on the school foundation board, the Waterloo School Foundation. And outside of kind of those community organizations, I am also active in the Cedar Valley Roller Derby Push-Up Brawlers. So I have been with the Brawlers since 2017. So we're excited to get back into it, and we're going to have a couple bouts this fall and then some in the spring. I find that service to the community comes back to each person tenfold. It's really important for me to be involved and get to know everybody that lives and works in the Cedar Valley. And so it's been a really positive experience. I've met a lot of really great people and been able to kind of represent the library in a greater extent than most people maybe might think. I was really flattered to be nominated, and I know that there were a couple people at least that work with me or in the Exchange Club with me who felt strongly that I was deserving of the award. So I again am very honored. I was surprised and thankful because this is my last year of eligibility. So got it right in under the deadline. I love the Cedar Valley. Like I said, I came here to go to UNI and had considered a couple other options, had visited a few other schools, and either they felt too big or too small or too close to home or too far away. And so UNI was kind of that perfect Goldilocks moment where I came up and I really fell in love with the Cedar Valley, all that it has to offer. There's so many different things that are going on in the community, and the diversity and the people that live here. It's just, it felt like home the first time I came. There's such a passion and a vibrancy in the community, and you can see that through all of the people who are out and doing really wonderful things.
Next, we have Hector Salamanca-Arroyo. Hector Salamanca-Arroyo is Director of Resource Development at the Boys and Girls Club of the Cedar Valley. He was a year and a half old when his family left Pueblo, Mexico for Iowa. He grew up in Des Moines, graduated from Drake University, and eventually worked in the Sheriff's Department in Denver, Colorado. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen while deployed with the Colorado National Guard in Africa as a part of Operation Enduring Freedom. After earning a graduate degree at the University of Northern Iowa, he worked at UNI's Center for Urban Education in conjunction with its federal TRIO educational outreach to disadvantaged and first-generation college-bound students. He has 13 years of experience in youth development and nonprofit leadership in his journey from undocumented immigrant to veteran and community advocate. All of his endeavors have been in pursuit of a single goal, making the world a better place. Now we hear from Hector in his own words.
My name is Hector Salamanca-Arroyo. I am the Director of Resource Development for the Boys and Girls Club of the Cedar Valley. My educational background is I graduated from Dowling Catholic High School in West Des Moines, went to DMAC Area Community College to receive a criminal justice degree. Did my undergraduate at Drake University in Law, Politics, and Society, and I completed my master's degree about a year ago at the University of Northern Iowa in Community Health and Recreation. In addition to that, I also served with the U.S. Army Colorado National Guard with the infantry unit, the 157th out of Fort Lupton, Colorado. Spent a year in Djibouti, Africa. In addition to that, when it comes to volunteer services, my career trajectory to get to this point has been started off as a volunteer for the American Friends Service Committee, a Quaker organization. And from there, once DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, was approved and I was accepted for it, I began working for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Iowa. After my deployment, while deployed and staring out into the desert of the Djiboutian desert, I realized that I wanted to continue my education, applied to the University of Northern Iowa's Community Health and Recreation Master's Program, was accepted, moved out here, worked for a couple months for Boys and Girls Club of the Cedar Valley. I decided to stay in Waterloo and became the Director of Resource Development for the Boys and Girls Club of Cedar Valley. I want to make the world, it sounds corny, a better place for future generations. It's really has motivated me to continue in nonprofit work as well as the volunteer work that I've done, the election work that I'm doing right now, running for City Council for Ward 5 in the city of Waterloo. It's all interconnected, intermixed. At the end of the day, I want to ensure that the world that I live in is reflective of my principles, as well as the world that is going to be lived in for the future reflects an investment in our kids who are in need of that investment within the Cedar Valley. When I found out that I got nominated, I was surprised, shocked. I was excited to find out that I was nominated. I've only been in the Cedar Valley for a short period of time, but if anything, it speaks volumes to my commitment and dedication to the empowerment of individuals within the Cedar Valley and the impact that I've had being in the Cedar Valley, specifically in Waterloo.
Two days ago was Veterans Day. We want to applaud not only Hector, but any other veteran. And while you're feeling a giving mood, my birthday was 4 days ago. Amanda Steege. Amanda Steege saw the importance of her work during her grandmother's final hours. Her grandmother died in a setting she knew, with medical staff she knew, and a family around her. That was at Grundy County Memorial Hospital. Amanda is Development Director of the Grundy County Memorial Hospital Foundation. She believes in the hospital's mission. She grew up in Grundy Center. Her parents are Grundy Center graduates. She played high school sports, competing against kids in neighboring towns that depend on the hospital where she works. The one thing I wanted to do, she says, when I was younger was help people. Amanda says, so I feel like this has been the best fit for that. Amanda and her husband have 2 sons. Now let's hear from Amanda in her own words.
My name is Amanda Steege, and I'm the Foundation Director at the Grundy County Memorial Hospital. I graduated from the University of Northern Iowa in 2008 with a BA in Family Services. When I graduated, there wasn't a lot of jobs available, so I entered the banking industry, was in there for quite a while. So when this job became available, I thought it would be a really good fit because growing up, I never really knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I always knew that I wanted to help people. It's very rewarding to talk to people and see the impact that the hospital has had on them and the care that they can receive in our rural community and the surrounding communities. I think the most rewarding part of the work that I do is just hearing from the patients that we serve and how grateful they are for the care they received and how the hospital was there when they needed us the most. So I'm currently volunteering for the Grundy Center Dollars for Scholars chapter as the treasurer. I'm also on the Grundy Center Development Committee. When my kids were younger, I used to coach soccer and basketball and baseball. Last year, I was the youth baseball coordinator for Grundy Center. I was very shocked that I was nominated and chosen for this award. Some of the people who nominated me were the senior leaders in our hospital and also some coworkers. So I didn't have very many words when they called to tell me. I was just very grateful for their belief in the work that I do. I just really want to help people. That's always been my goal. One thing that I knew I wanted to do with my life is to help people. And this has been a really good fit for that. And I get to do it working with community members, working with staff, working with leaders at the hospital, and just a lot of key stakeholders. I get to work with all of them, so it's very rewarding. I just want to thank everybody that nominated me. You know, you do the work every day and sometimes it doesn't feel like work, and just to have senior leaders at the hospital and other coworkers see the value in the work that I do is just really rewarding to me and just a reminder of the culture that we have at the hospital.
Maggie Watkins. When she was in 6th grade, Maggie Watkins wrote about how she wanted to grow up to be an architect and design houses on the moon. And while she isn't yet designing lunar homes, Maggie, an architect with Envision Architecture in Waterloo, has had a role in creating some of the more memorable spaces in the Cedar Valley. She has helped shape more than 100 projects across the region, with a particular focus on healthcare environments. Maggie also is dedicated to bringing the world of science, technology, engineering, and math to young girls. She leads the after-school Girls in STEM program in Waterloo Elementary and Middle Schools. She says, and I quote, "I think it's important in male-dominated fields to really show girls what is out there." Maggie says, "We have John Deere in our backyard. We have tons of female engineers. You might not know that your neighbor is working in a STEM field." Watkins and her husband have an 11-month-old son. Now let's hear from Maggie in her own words.
My name is Maggie Watkins. I'm a project architect at Envision Architecture. I graduated from Iowa State in 2013 and moved here to work at Envision, so I've been in the community for almost 12 years now. My favorite projects and career highlights have been projects that have been in the community. I've got to work at UNI at their Welcome Admission Center. I've got to work at Single Speed Brewing, which is really a heartfelt project for the community as that project as that building was going to be torn down, and something that the community really riled together. Lots of people remember going to the 3rd grade field trip to go into the Wonder Bread building. And the cool thing about that space is the beer making process is a lot like for the bread making process. To be able to become a destination for the community and even within the state of Iowa, and something so true to the people in the Cedar Valley, was pretty cool to be a part of that. I'm passionate about Girls in STEM. I lead a after-school program. We sat down with all the science and math teachers in the local middle schools and elementary school and asked them what was missing. And they really wanted to hit home kind of normalizing female STEM careers and what opportunities there are in the Cedar Valley. Because we hear a lot about famous engineers and astronauts, but maybe don't think about the nurses at Allen College, all the different careers that are available at UNI and Hawkeye, and of course John Deere being in our backyard, and all those things that are available that your neighbor or aunt or mom's friend that are a part of that are just doing in the background. A few other women at Envision Architecture nominated me, which was very exciting. It's very cool to see kind of what you do and what you're passionate about be recognized by other people that are doing kind of the same thing.
Aden Zwanziger. Aden Zwanziger works for PDCM Insurance in Waterloo. He's also an assistant golf coach at Waterloo Columbus High School. That team won the 2025 Class 2A State Golf Championship. I was there, yeah. You could have won. Is there a connection between golf and insurance? Absolutely, Aden says. There's definitely a hand-in-hand connection. One of my mentors, he says, builds his entire client book off the golf course. When you talk about going out and meeting people, a golf course is probably one of the best places to do it. I thought it was a bar. No, a graduate of New Hampton High School, Zwanziger attended Hawkeye Community College in Waterloo where he played golf. He serves on the Growth Cedar Valley Board and helped revitalize Cedar Valley Young Professionals, a leadership recruitment and retention organization. Aden also volunteers with Leader Valley and supports Cedar Falls Community Main Street. His wife graduated from the University of Northern Iowa and works at Central Rivers Area Education Agency. So let's hear from Aden in his own words.
Hi, my name is Aden Zwanziger, and I work at PDCM Insurance in Waterloo. My career started as, I'm originally from New Hampton, Iowa. I went to Hawkeye Community College in Waterloo, went there for 2 years, played golf there, then found myself going to Des Moines in insurance, and then my wife now got accepted at UNI in grad school and decided to move back. I'm the chairman of CVYP through Growth Cedar Valley. I am the assistant golf coach at Waterloo Columbus High School. I serve on a few different committees, one for the District Main Street in Cedar Falls, and then another one for Leader Valley Golf Tournament. I feel it's kind of part of my identity to give back to the community. I've always been a big people-pleasing person, especially when it comes to things that I deeply have a joy in doing, and that's one of those is golf. So when I talk about coaching golf, I love it so much because I just remember being those kids and how big it was for me to have a mentor and listening to maybe someone's trials and tribulations and really learning from that person and bettering myself and making sure they're set up for success. I know some people might think insurance isn't really the most intriguing industry to get into, but I truly love it. I don't really think of it as a job. I think of it more as a networking piece and a way to meet more people, which is something that I absolutely love to do. And I feel like every single day or every single week, I meet 5 to 10 more people, and I just find a huge joy in that. Just looking back on my 3 years in the Cedar Valley, I just didn't really think that it would lead up to being 20 under 40, but I am eternally grateful for the opportunity. I'm really grateful for all my mentors at PDCM, and I feel like they've kind of set me up for success. Words can't really describe what it feels like to be in this situation. It's a huge honor.
guess what? That concludes the presentations of the 2025 20 Under 40 class. Please join me once again in congratulating these phenomenal young leaders of the Cedar Valley. And let's also recognize and thank our sponsors for the evening.